Cool guys, so welcome back to another review. Today we are going to be talking about Toy Story 4. So Toy Story 4 is directed by Josh Cooley. I hope that's how you say his name. I need to get better at saying the names, but I think that's how you say his name. And the story for this one is developed by a number of different people. So there are a lot of people involved with this one from the start. And now with this one, the toys are obviously now with Bonnie, and Bonnie makes this new toy out of a spork, and his name is Forky. Forky is then introduced to Bonnie's toys, and then while on a road trip with Bonnie and her family, the toys go on a bit of an adventure, and it is quite amazing. I really don't want to get much into the plot of this movie because there are some surprises in there that I wasn't aware of, and I didn't really watch many of the trailers for this movie, so there were a lot of surprises that I wasn't aware of. So if you have not seen the trailers and you're watching this review, I really don't want to give anything away, if possible. There are also some very epic voice actors who are being introduced into this movie for the first time with new characters such as Jordan Peele, Michael Keegan-Michael, and of course Keanu Reeves. So I won't lie, I would say the Toy Story franchise, the Toy Story trilogy was perfect. I don't think there was any movie that was negative among those three movies, and I thought the story, the conclusion of that was perfect. So when I did hear that they had announced a Toy Story 4, my initial reaction was not that exciting. I really didn't see why Pixar would make another one of these films after they had ended it so perfectly with Toy Story 3. That trilogy was perfect. And now obviously because it is Toy Story, I do have a lot of nostalgic connection to this franchise because pretty much the whole time Andy was growing up, I was the same age as him in each of those movies. And even in Toy Story 3, when he's like about to go to college, I was literally about to finish high school. So it was very interesting, like growing up with these movies and being very connected with them throughout my life. The reason why I was worried for Toy Story 4 is I was worried Pixar were just going after the cash. And that was probably part of the reason why they did make this movie, because there's a lot of money in this franchise already. So fair enough. But one of the things I was worried about with Toy Story 4 is that they were going to do what they did with Cars 2, where they sort of seemed to aim it just at the child audience and the children audience, and it was very silly and very fun and whatever, but it didn't really have much of a connection for the older audience. At least that's my opinion on that. So with Cars 2, I thought that was such a weak film, and it was nowhere near as good as Cars 1. So I was worried with Toy Story 4, they were just going to sort of go straight for the cash, make a very like mediocre Toy Story film with no depth and not that compelling for the sort of older audience. But I'm glad to say that Toy Story 4 was just as good as every single other Toy Story. Now before I go on with that, I don't want to say it's the best one, and I'm not saying it's the worst one either. I'm saying it is strong and it's a good film. It's a very, very good, well-structured Toy Story film. They introduced new ideas to the franchise initially. They tackle different themes, which I'm happy to see. And there's a lot of heart in this movie. There's a lot of heart in this movie. I was worried there wasn't going to be any heart or any compelling story in this movie because it was the fourth to the franchise, and they had kind of concluded stuff I felt in the third one. But there's a lot of heart in this movie. It did hit me in the feels at times, I will not lie, and it's a very strong movie. Also, I just want to say the animation in this movie is breathtaking.
You're breathtaking!
It is so photorealistic at times. I'm like blown away. It looks so real, but it's still so beautiful and vibrant. It's absolutely incredible. Disney Pixar, in my opinion, are the best animation studio at the moment, and they blew me away with the animation in this movie. It is phenomenal. I really, really enjoy this movie. I do not have that many faults with it. There were times that they were sort of tackling similar themes that they've tackled in previous films, which I was kind of like, okay, we've seen this now 3 times in a row, let's try something new. But it wasn't that long and they didn't focus on it too much. And for the most part, they did introduce a whole lot of new themes to deal with in this movie, which I thought was really, really good. And the other thing I really did enjoy about this movie is it did feel like it was made for an older audience. I'm not saying kids are not going to enjoy it, they're not going to like it. They definitely will. But the themes this movie deals with, the ideas in this movie, I think they're definitely going to resonate with older audiences. So in closing, I just want to say that I do still think the 3 first Toy Story films were the perfect trilogy. However, I think this is a great addition to the franchise, and again I want to say I hope they don't make more. because I don't want them to ruin what they've done already. But this movie is really, really good. It is very strong, and it's a great addition to the Toy Story franchise. And you can definitely tell that a lot of effort and a lot of thought was put into this movie, and it definitely reflects while you're watching the movie. I had an amazing time watching this movie. I highly, highly recommend it, especially to you Toy Story fans who have grown up with this franchise. This is an incredible film. It's going to hit you in the feels, but it is awesome. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I obviously really appreciate it. Let me know what you thought of Toy Story 4 in the comments down below. Were you initially worried about a Toy Story 4 like I was? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And once you have seen Toy Story 4, if you have not yet already, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the movie. Did you feel like it was just an add-on to the perfect trilogy? Did you feel like it was worth it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Remember to like this video, press the little bell icon to be notified every single time I post a movie review, video essay, anything like that. And then of course subscribe. I'd love to have you guys here. And thanks for communicating in the comments in previous videos. There's been a lot of communication there recently, and I really, really appreciate it. It's great hearing your guys' thoughts and your opinions on things, and it's great having a conversation with you guys. So thank you so, so much for that. I'll see you guys in the next video, and to infinity and beyond. I just found in the cupboard. He's got a Woody, but I can't find him.
To infinity and beyond. Greetings, I am Buzz Lightyear.
The red button doesn't work.